Hello and shalom. This is me continuing my going over the first chapter of Bereshit or Genesis. Let's see. I'm still going through my notes, so that is where we're at with that. Here, since death did not come till after the fruit was eaten, and the animals were subject to Adam, the scriptural evidence suggests a young earth. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not completely decided. I'm still kind of looking at the evidence as to which way it leads, because according to the text, from what I can tell, at least where I'm at with it so far, it could be one way or the other. It could be a younger Earth or an older Earth. If there's scientific evidence that shows that it is an older Earth, then that's probably what it is. But I have my doubts as far as that goes. I'm really just not sure. I'm kind of open to where the evidence leads, but I don't know. I'll get into that more at a later date, I think. Then my note on rakia, where it says a sheet, that there will be a sheet between the waters. The word rakia is the noun form of the verb raka and is literally a hammered out sheet. And I was thinking about this, and if you look at the earth, and you look at the sky over the earth, and you look at the entirety of the earth, it is like a sheet. The atmosphere is like a sheet over the earth, because the thickness of it is so thin compared to the thickness of the earth. So that I think saying that the atmosphere is like a sheet over the earth makes a lot of sense. Going on, and how he says that let there be luminaries in the sheet of the sky on the fourth day. I think that's very interesting, because that could be saying that it's the first time the luminaries are visible from the point of view, the surface. So it's identifying where Yahweh's perception could be coming from. I think that's one possible interpretation, and seems to make sense to me. And then for saying that there to be signs in the expanse of the heavens, the Hebrew word is out and means signals or distinguishing markers and remembrances, nonverbal representations which have meaning, omens and warnings, miraculous proof and wondrous indications, illustrations, examples, and metaphors which make something more clearly known, an accounting and recording used in evaluating recompense and reward, communicative marks, standards, and banners, an ensign at the end of an upright pole conveying the leader's message to his followers. So they're signs. My note on Nefesh. I translated Nefesh into whole creatures, because what it means, the ancient meaning as far as I can gather, is the whole or entirety of a creature, whether man or animal. All the various aspects together: flesh, bones, blood, mind, emotions, personality, character, etc. And so throughout Bereshit and the rest of the script, separate writings. And what I translated as dragons in this, since I was a little kid, I love dragons, so I decided that I was going to translate it as dragons. I don't necessarily think that they were like fire-breathing, but if you look at what dragons are, they're big monstrous lizards, right? And tanin, the Hebrew word there, denotes a big monstrous lizard. My note says monsters, lizards, terrible lizards / dinosaurs. That's what dinosaurs means, I believe. Terrible lizards. I don't know if all dinosaurs are necessarily all that terrible, but that's what it means. Dragons. So, and then I have numerous scriptural references for where that is found. There's a lot of places where tanin is found, and it's been translated in various ways. But it means like a monster, a monstrous lizard, which would indicate probably dinosaurs. Anyways, possibly, here's my note on, let's see, 1cc. Let me back up for a second. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Oh, I'm fine on time, okay. 1cc. I hope there are some people that watch this get something out of it. Oh, where he says, we will make Adam in our image. that make is a plural verb, so it does indicate that it's saying we will make. But my note on that is it's probably referring to male and female. We, so when he says we, he may be referring to himself as his male and female aspects, since he's talking about how he's going to make Adam, and he's making Adam male and female. So it would make sense that he would be saying we, the female me and the male me, is going to make Adam this way. Let's see. For Adam, my footnote is, this word or name is a child root derived from the parent root meaning dam, meaning blood. So since Adam was red, I think that makes sense. He placed a representation of himself, Yahweh placed a representation of himself in the Adam. Can mean either have dominion over or descend to. Oh, that's what it was. Hold on a second. Let me backtrack. Give me just a moment. Here we go. We will make Adam in our image and in our likeness, and he will rule or descend to the abundance of the sea and the flyers of the skies and the animals and all the land and all the crawlers that crawl in the land. That he will rule or descend to is vayardu, and from what I understand, that can mean he will rule, or it can mean he will descend to. So it's very interesting to me, because it could be indicating that either humanity will rule over and be above the animal kingdom, or they'll descend to the animal kingdom and be like animals. So it's almost like people have a choice. Are you going to rise above? Are you going to be better than the animals? Or are you going to behave just like the animals? Instinctively doing things that the animals do. Let's see. A word that's barak is the Hebrew word barak. It's usually translated as bless. As in verse 22, the verb bless here can be seen as to endow with the capacity to reproduce and be fruitful, as the following context indicates. As in verse 22, the statement directly precedes the command, be fruitful and multiply. The verb carries the same nuance in Bereshit, or Genesis 17:16, where Elohim's blessing of Sarai imparts to her the capacity to bear a child. Bereshit 48:16, where Elohim's blessing of Joseph's, or Joseph's sons, is closely associated with their having numerous descendants. And Devarim, or Deuteronomy 7 verse 13, where Elohim's blessing is associated with fertility in general, including numerous descendants. See also Bereshit 49:25, where Yaakov, or Jacob, uses the noun derivative in referring to the blessings of the breast and womb, an obvious reference to fertility. And Bereshit 27 verse 27, where the verb is used of a field to which Elohim has given the capacity to produce vegetation. Rabbah, I think that's interesting. Where he says, be fruitful and multiply. The multiply, I believe, is Rabbah, and it means to become exceedingly great and numerous, being enlarged, reaching a very high point. So not only does he want humanity to multiply and become great, to become more, for there to be many of us, which, come on, 7 billion, there are quite a few of us, but he wants us to reach a high point, a very high point. And I believe that he'll bring that to fruition, even though sometimes, if you look around today, it doesn't seem like it. Note on here, elsewhere the Hebrew verb translated subdue means to enslave. Divrei Aleph, Divrei Hayamim, which is 1 Chronicles 28:10, Nehemiah or Nehemiah 5:5, Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 34:11 and 16. To conquer, Bamidbar or Numbers 32:22 and 29, Yoshua or Joshua 8 verse 11, and Shemuel Beit or 2 Samuel 8:11. Divrei Hayamim Aleph 22:18, again, 1 Chronicles, Zechariah 9:13, and probably Micha or Micah 7:19. And to assault sexually. So subdue can mean enslave, conquer, or assault sexually, Esther 9:13. None of these nuances adequately meets the demands of this context, for humankind is not viewed as having an adversarial relationship with the world. The general meaning of the verb appears to be to bring under one's control for one's advantage. In Bereshit or Genesis 1:28, one might paraphrase it as follows: harness its potential and use its resources for your benefit. In an ancient Israelite context, this would suggest cultivating its fields, mining its mineral riches, using its trees for construction, and domesticating its animals. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Oop, I'm over. Okay, I'm going to continue this. I'm still not even done with my notes. So, have a good life. Shalom. Bye.